Okay guys, so here we go. Starting off my bare face, I'm priming with the Urban Decay Optical Illusion, and then I'm taking my Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation, but in a lighter shade. This one is Linen, I think it's called. Just any lighter shade foundation would be fine, because we do want to be kind of more pale for this look. I hate putting pale foundation on my face. I think it just makes me look so weird, but it's Halloween, so let's do it. So I did put on quite a bit because I did want, like, obviously this foundation is full coverage, but I wanted it to be like pretty full, and also I had to bring it down my neck, obviously, because my body, I'm just more tanned than this foundation. So make sure you do cover everywhere that's going to show, like including your ears and just everywhere. And then I'm just buffing it in with my Radial Foundation airbrush foundation brush thing. I went over my lips, I went over it everywhere. Then I took my Anastasia Cream Contour Kit. I haven't used this in ages and I forgot how much I loved it. I took the cooler shades at the bottom to really contour our face, as we want to give that kind of more deathly kind of effect, and I also wanted to use this because it's a little more grey tone, because obviously we don't want to like bronze up our face, we just want to be more contoured grey, you know. So I just took a flat foundation brush just to map out the contour positions, but just look at your face shape and feel it, and just go in where your face shape is, so your jawline, your cheekbones, and also your nose, and then again just buff it out. I just took this Tashie like buffing foundation brush just to buff that in, and then I did go back in with another layer just to deepen it up even further and really give us that really hollowed out cheek look. Obviously you want this to be blended out, but you also do want it to be obvious, so I would say probably don't blend it as much as you normally would blend it, because it is Halloween, you know, so you do want it to be quite defined and quite heavy, but still blended, you know, so like this. So you've still got that line, but it's blended. Once I've done that, I'm going to go in with the lighter shades in that same Anastasia cream palette, and I'm using this to highlight my cheekbones and kind of my under eye, but nothing too like high up to my under eye, because we're going to put so much shadow and stuff there anyway. There was really no need to highlight that first. Like, the foundation has given it enough coverage under there to work with the shadow. If you do want to put actual concealer under your eyes as well, then obviously go for it. I just personally don't think you need to add that layer, because we're putting so much foundation there anyway, and this Anastasia is going to brighten it. So just blending that out the same as the contour. And then I'm going to take the iconic London, this is one of their liquid illuminators, I think it's in Shine, it's the lightest one they do, as I really wanted my face to have that really like translucent glow finish. And I just like buffed it out with this cream like buffing brush from Sigma. But yeah, I wanted my skin to be like kind of glow, like translucent glow, so I went with a really light liquid highlighter to kind of put pretty much all over my face. Then I just set kind of like underneath my eyes and my chin and stuff, just areas that get a bit greasy or needed just setting, with the Charlotte Tilbury powder. And then I took the Radial contour powder and the Kat Von D contour brush to deepen up and also set the contoured areas. I chose this one because it is the perfect contour shade. It's super cool toned, so it's not going to bronze up our face. It's just going to add the contour. I also took this on a larger brush to go underneath the jawline and down the neck as well. Then I'm taking the Makeup Forever. This is a highlighter. It's in a like pearl kind of shade. It's like it's the lightest highlighter I could find that I have. It's got like a real pretty like pearl finish, which you can see is the look I was going for. It's that translucent kind of skin. So I just put that pretty much all over my face, and then I sprayed my face with this Pixie Glow Mist just to give ourselves even more glow. I filled in my eyebrows with the Benefit Gimme Brow and the Precisely My Brow Pencil, both in shade number 5, so they were a bit darker. Then moving on to the eyes, I'm just gonna use a black kohl pencil. Anyone would do. I think this one is Jordana, but anyone is absolutely fine. Just a black kohl pencil to lay down like a black base on our eyes first, because this is going to give us more like depth of colour and make the eyes look a lot more grungy, which is what I was obviously going for. So then I'm taking a buffing brush and I'm just literally buffing this out. Obviously kind of pat motions and then buff the edges. You don't want to go obviously too overboard with this and cover your whole eye. You just want to keep it in the shape you've mapped out for yourself, which is kind of wingish shape, but quite high, and just you can see where I'm gone with it. Then taking the Huda Beauty palette, I'm taking Man Eater, which is the red shade, and a small, very tapered brush from Sigma to like basically blur out the edges. And you will see later on in the tutorial that I actually didn't like this colour and I actually changed it. So you could totally skip this step if you wanted, although I do think it helped building up that kind of depth of different kind of colours for that bloody, bruisey, kind of grungy look. So I would say maybe don't skip it, but at the same time, you don't need to use it. I don't know. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Then I went back in with that same Huda Beauty palette and just took the black shade. Any matte black eyeshadow will be fine. And I just went over, like, obviously where we laid down that black first of all, but more on the outer and inner corner of the eye, and then just buffed it out with that same brush again. So you can see we're going for a super dark, super grungy, like bloody, bruisey kind of looking eye, if that makes sense. But don't worry, we are going to add some glitter. Here we go. This is, I don't know why that didn't focus. This is the pure, it's like a liquid eyeshadow in this really amazing red shade. So I just tapped that onto my eyelid in the center and then use my finger just to pat it out. It's so beautiful. I want to use this just on a normal tutorial because it's such a nice, like, liquid shadow. It's beautiful. It's so nice, but it does dry down, so it doesn't crease. It does dry. Then I went ahead and did the other eye, as you can see. Then I applied some lashes. These are the Huda Beauty and Farah, probably my favourite Halloween lashes because they're super big. And then I took some powder foundation and cleaned up this brow bone area because I decided to go in with this Kat Von D red shade instead here. This was the Kat Von D and Too Faced collaboration. And as you can see, it's way more vibrant, like it's a much more like vibrant, proper red. And it also has a little bit metallic-y, like shimmery. Not shimmery, but like metallic-y, which I thought worked perfectly. So I'm really glad I ended up doing that. And I would say I left this in because I think this is perfect. Because Halloween makeup, just go for it. And if there's something you don't like, you can just change it. I totally always just do these tutorials as I go. So you're with me. I'm just playing with makeup as I would recommend you to do. Then I took that black kohl liner again and tight lined and did my waterline and then just smudged it out. And then went back into that Kat Von D red shade with a pencil brush to go over the black line. You can see how pigmented it is. And then I took a fluffy brush because I wanted this to be super blown out on the lower lash line. You can go as low as you want. I wanted it to be really low. Then again I took that same pure like liquid eyeshadow and I drew like these two almost like blood tears but glam, because I wanted this look, obviously we are a queen at the end of the day, so we wanted to have some glittery glam in there as well. And then I decided to go ham with the red eyeshadow and I winged it out and brought it even lower, which I think looks really cool. It gives you kind of that almost like you've got blood coming out your eyes and it's like spread out and it's just grungy and messy, and that's what I live for. And then I just applied my mascara, my Too Faced Better Than Sex. Then for lips, first of all I went in with the Gerald Cosmetics, this is Immortal, which is just like a proper like red, and I just filled them in, like just put lipstick on, and then I realised this actually was too red for what I wanted, so then I took the Huda Beauty in, is it Heartbreaker? I think it's Heartbreaker, but I'll leave it down below. It's like a dark red. And I went over it around the edges and then just kind of like I filled in the edges and the line, and then I just used my finger just to kind of blend it in a bit, so it was kind of a mixture of the two, which gave us this perfect blood red. And then I went back into that same red Kat Von D eyeshadow and I did the blown out lip look technique. I got this from by Brickell, you know, on Instagram. She did a prom look, like a prom queen, dead prom queen look, where she did this, and I just, ever since, that was last year, and ever since then I've been like, I can't wait for Halloween because I want to do this blown out lip. I think it's super cool, and I think I might wear it myself on Halloween. So I blew it out, and then I took this gold Stila, it's like almost like gold leaf, and I took a tiny eyeliner brush from Sigma and I just lined like my Cupid's bow, just so your lips still pop out, you know, because otherwise you don't want them just to be completely red, you do want them to pop out. So I put a bit on the top and a bit on the bottom. And then I decided the lids needed gold as well, so I went in with my little finger and just patted some of this gold on there as well, which I'm really glad I did because it gave a lot more depth to the eye and made it look a lot more queen-like. Then all I did was put on my white wig and this headpiece, which I actually got off Amazon, and then I decided to paint my fingers red. I didn't have any blood, so I just put liquid lipstick all over them. I would not suggest this, but it worked. But I wouldn't suggest it because it didn't dry and it just went everywhere. So definitely get some real blood. But once you've done that, this is the finished look.